our pay. We're about to show you why they fear us. Here comes the battle cry. Here comes the battle cry. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud. This is our home. To the roof. Everybody's going. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get.
You guys came prepared.
It's about to get. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy.
Here, this is behind my
It's
phone
a-
in there. Is that better?
There is a legend told around these parts. It's whispered to children late at night. It's told around campfires under the full moon. The legend says that every so often this town is invaded by monsters. Monsters and mayhem! The legend is true. For over 30 years, Performance Promotions and the Outlaws of Motorsports have been bringing to you the very best in motorsports entertainment. On two-wheel, on four-wheel, and more. And right now, the Outlaws of Motorsports are about to bring to you the biggest, baddest monster trucks on the planet! Now, hold on to your seats as we get set to bring to you the legendary Monsters and Mayhem!
Well, hello, monster truck fans. How you doing today? Wait a minute, is this thing on, Caden? I know we were tricked. Let me try that again. Hello, monster truck fans. How you doing? Glad to hear your voices are a part of this because, after all, you're such a big part of this show. They're making a whole bunch of noise, and I'll let you know, too, when they're out here running around, they can't necessarily hear you quite so well, but they can see you. So if you want to stand up, wave your arms around, show them your souvenirs, and let them know that you want to see the biggest, baddest monster trucks in Canada fly high here today, let me hear a hell yeah. You guys sound like you are ready here. We want to make sure we say thanks to our friends from the Prairie Ram Retailers to bring to you the Ram Monsters and Mayhem show, along with Heritage Co-op, Full Tilt Towing, and our other sponsors as well. I just have one question for you. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well then, let's meet the monster trucks. nothing like the sound of a monster truck engine to get your blood going, huh? I'm telling you, let me make sure that I get to introduce each one of these drivers to you individually so you know who you're cheering for. It's taking him a while to climb up on top of that tire way over there. That's because he's just about a senior citizen these days, you know what I'm saying? But I go back with him about 30 years or so. Back when he moved here from Manchester, England, as part of the British Army and fell in love with monster trucks. And it kind of goes to the fact that he was a tank mechanic. Maybe that's the case. Coming to us by way of Manchester, England, and these days making his home in Medicine Hat, Alberta. Please give it up loud for Mr. Jed Barcroft and sheer insanity. You know, there are some monster truck drivers who are kind of unique personalities. And this guy is definitely one of them. You know, he's crewed on top alcohol funny cars for the NHRA. He's built race cars at his company called Canada Performance. But I always asked him this when I saw him because of the name of the truck. I said, are you crazy? You know what his answer was? He said, no, I'm not crazy. The voices are. Ladies and gentlemen from Quebec City, please welcome Pat Paquette and Psycho Pat. Wasn't sure you were going to stop out here, you know what I mean? When you were running around out here making a whole bunch of noise, you got to love that. This is the man who's behind the Crude Boys racing team. Got it all started with a truck called Crude, like you see here. This 1947 Dodge panel van. Beautiful machine brought to you by Dodge. And of course, this guy, well, I would only say this. He is one of these guys who takes competition to a whole new level. You know what I'm saying? He got out here, he was running around with his shirt off today getting some sun and coming out here wrenching like a madman on this truck to make sure that it was 100%. Please give it up loud and proud for the man who's behind Crude Boys Racing Team, Mr. Jerry Vogel and Crude! I'm going to get to you in a minute, but I want to come over and look at you. Because, you know, I want you to know that the folks who are on this side are getting a chance to see a real bona fide wild man right up there close in person. You know, when he had a racing career, his racing career nickname was Captain Chaos. The reason why? Nobody could finish a race with him without getting their car crushed. He's in the perfect place that he should be. Please give it up for this guy who can make things awful loud out here, Mr. Perry Como, and loud and dirty. Then there was one truck. Member of the Crude Boys Racing Team, but this is the guy who's got extra pressure on him tonight. Not because he's drawing the last position, not because he's a guy to beat when it comes to racing or freestyle or skills, but because he's got his son making a debut tonight in a mini monster truck. I know that's got to be on his mind. But you know what? What'll help to cure it is this. If you guys will make a whole lot of noise for him and let him know that we want to see Jason Court 100% focused on Roughneck. Give it up loud here, Jason Court and Roughneck! Oh, but we are not done yet. People will often say, how do you get started in monster trucks? Well, a lot of times you'd think that they would build them up like you see them here, but I'll tell you, it's not true. It's not true. What you do is you take a little bit of methanol fuel, mix it down, you put it in the ground, you watch them grow, and eventually they'll grow up to be mini monsters. Have a look and see what I mean here. A quarter scale size of a monster truck full size, but they drive them like they have those race engines in them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it all begins. Please make some noise for our mini monster drivers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, you're a long way away from from these drivers, so you're going to have to help me out here. Not only make a bunch of noise, but stand up, wave your arms around, stomp your feet, and make it loud here. Rattle the sky here to let them know that you are ready to see the stars of Ram, Monsters, and Mayhem. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being such a big part of this show. And now, in order to officially begin our program, we ask you if you are able to rise and remove your headgear for the playing of our national anthem for this all-Canadian show.
No, you can leave it on.
Oh, you guys got the right idea, but let me just ask you this quick question just as you sit down there, just see how you respond to it, all right? Are there any Canadians in the house? I'm so glad to hear that because we got to have you guys raise your voices here to start our show with those magic words. Start your engines. Now we got to say it out loud as you possibly can. So I'll count you down from 10 to 1 to hear just how loud you can be. Will you help me out with that? I say, will you help me out with that? All right, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Let me hear you. 5. Start your engine. So we left one out here, and it's not because we forgot my friend Jet Barcroft and sheer insanity, no siree. He's got to be the first competitor in a competition that you will judge. And that is a monster truck skills competition. Will he show you a wheelie? Will he show you a donut? Who knows what he will show you, but he's going to show you his best set of 3 monster truck skills demonstrations, and your applause will help to take him to the top. We'll have a cheer off at the end, so you've got to keep notes here as we get set to go. This is our monster truck skills competition, and our first competitor, Jet Barcroft and sheer insanity. You will notice our track officials using a remote ignition interrupter, or RRI, a radio that interrupts the electrical signal in that monster truck in the event that the driver cannot retain control. It is all about safety here now. As we get set with one of the most unsafe things you can is he's got to strap himself in there and get those belts tight. Get that thing started up and check that remote ignition interrupter. Chad's got his hands out like that to show that that is the signal that he has control of the truck. And that means it's time that Jed Barcroft and Sheer Insanity has to win your applause in our Monster Truck Skills Competition. Jed taking his time, getting started up there, maybe listening for some crowd applause there. Fresh cars, here we go. Pick it up off the ground. Sky wheelie to start things off. Decides not to go over that front box right away. Oh, and another into a flap wheelie. Here is Kennedy. Pulling it out here, doubling up into a wheelie and a flap wheelie. The tail walk as he heads back to the pit. Jed Barcroft in sheer insanity. Hey, when he shuts this thing off, make a bunch of noise, all right? Hold on, here we go. All right, now, make a whole bunch of noise out here. Jed, you're in the lead, just like that. Our leader right there, Jed Barcroft in sheer insanity. Man, you're going to get started up now and get him back out here in the same order that we introduced him, and that means Pat Paquette comes to the track. Pat again making sure that all is well. Our track officials double checking as well. Making sure that they have control of the truck in the event that there was an incident with the truck. And Paquette, that signature feathering of the throttle. Out here right in front of the crowd here to get some noise from these guys. Give a little dust as well. Still a flat track. Landing, sit down. That's hard. And in a bunch style turn. Up into a bicycle. There's a skill set for you. Pat Paquette coasts his way to the pits and landing on two wheels. Oh, you got to put your hands together for that. That was an awesome set of skills demonstration. But of course, it is a competition. I shouldn't be influencing the judges, right? That's all you guys. Okay, so you saw Pat Paquette out here. You saw sheer insanity. Now comes Jared Bogle and Crude. This truck is so tuned, and this guy is so keen to be able to win every single time he gets behind the wheel. Bogle originally coming from Weyburn, Saskatchewan. Louis Zoomies on there, kind of out there now. He's got these great turns, though, doesn't he? Showing off the use of rear steering. Switching side by his steering wheel and allows him to control the rear wheel separately from the front. Goes by, get the front of his side. up on the fun box. Up into a nose wheelie and a stomping. Oh, man. I told you he was ultra competitive. Oh, man. Jared Bogle and Cruz. What did you guys think of that one? Man, they're pulling it all out here for you for sure. It's a big track and lots of room for them to come and play. Now comes my friend Perry Como in Loud and Dirty. Big time racer back in the day, but had an issue with crashing cars. These days, he's got a stunt plane just like his daddy. He said, "You want to go for a ride?" I said, "I've seen you drive. Are you crazy?" Loud and Dirty, about to come to the track now. This originally was the loudest truck in the circuit. They had to tone it down to be able to bring it indoors. Oh, I'm right away on the fun box. Foot side pass. Slap wheelie. Perry Como using all the track today. Pop and drop on the car stack as he heads back to the pit. Okay, I think the only reason why he hit the bus stack is because it kind of matches the color of his truck. What do you think? Somebody make some noise for Perry Como! Ooh, and this is going to put the pressure on Jason Court, no doubt. Drawing that last position sometimes can be a detriment and get inside your head. He's got lots on his mind right now with his son coming up with Mini Monsters. Was our monster truck skills competition. And now it's time to pick a winner. In order to do that, we need to calibrate the sound meter. And that is find out just how loud you can get. So on the count of 3, I gotta hear you make as much noise as you possibly can. 1, 2, 3. Sounds like a winner to me. We got to find out who's going to earn that applause from this skills competition. Let's go in the same order that you saw them. The man originally from Manchester, England, and here with 30 years into monster truck, it had to go first, and man, oh man, he gave it out as big as he could. Please give it up, Jed Barcroft and Sheer Insanity. You guys are a tough crowd. I want you to know that. It's like the World Finals here or something. Okay, well, let's go over here to the guy who always has that feathering of the throttle. Always has that signature sound. You can't miss him. I'm talking about Pat Paquette and Psychopath. Respectable applause. Okay, well, how about Mr. Jared Vogel and Crude? Now, I just want to, I know I shouldn't be saying this because it'll influence the judges' decisions. I just want to remind you that this guy decided to hit the bus stack right away. I'm talking about Perry Como and Loud and Dirty. And of course, I can't forget my buddy out here who went to do that nose wheelie and pivoted out, and that was a fabulous save, I want you to know. Jason Court and Roughneck. It looks to me like Perry Como on the bus stack takes the monster truck skills competition. Give that guy a round of applause. In just a moment, we've got a different skills competition, but I want to come down here and reward these guys as best as I am able, because our friends from Cloverdale Paint gave us some souvenir t-shirts to toss away, and you guys were so responsive here on our skills competition. So let me just see if there's still a loud fan down here. Is anybody got some? Sorry, man, I've been around monster trucks for a lot of years right here. You're going to have to do better than that. And we got some loud fans down here. We got a few more for you, thanks to our friends from Cloverdale Paint. We appreciate every time when you guys make that applause and make that noise, because we got to do it one more time, but we have to do it in a smaller version. That doesn't mean you have to get any quieter, of course. What it means is that we've got our mini monster skills competition to come here now. Let's bring out those mini monsters and see how they do.
Oh. Sorry. You want me to pour some in there?
Monster Mini. It's got those nitrogen gas shocks in there. And an 08 Honda Civic 1.7 liter engine. Kicks out 120 horsepower. Oh, by the way, the driver in that needed a brand new seat because we thought we'd give a little psychological lift here. Oh man, I'm on the fun box. We thought we'd give a little psychological test to our friend Boomer here, who is our reigning mini monster superstar. That just happens to be someone that we call Mama D, better known as Don't kid yourself, she raced Thunder trucks a while back. Thought she'd get behind the wheel here and give her son a run for the money. All right, so you've seen Thumper out here to show off the skills that are involved. You saw her working the rockers right here, being that big wide circle out that way. So we got to see how you did. Give her a round of applause, would you? What do you got for Thumper? All right, coming up here right now is Oil Slick. This is driven by Graham Court, the son of Jason Court, the driver of Roughneck, second generation monster truck driver. But let me tell you, Oil Slick has its own idiosyncrasies. Number one is it's got about 7 inches of shock travel, maybe, and that might be generous. Littler tires, of course, here, and then the other one, those little swampers on there. Brought to you by Crude Boys Racing, Bailey Boys TV, and Simply Signs of Deckle. Now, out here showing you off the demonstration here, Graham is 18 years old, just graduated high school. but he stands 6 feet tall. I'm not sure how he got inside of there. Up on top of the fun box now and down the other side. As he's giving you a sign here all the way through of the skills that are involved with Mini Monsters, a slightly modified track for them. Let me hear you make a little noise for Graham Cord. And Oil Slick. You know, I asked the crew boys, I said, that sounds like a name that kind of ties in with the whole crude thing, you know what I mean? Like, he said, no, it's because the oil leaks out of the truck. So that's where the Oil Slick came from. Bunny 2.0 is here. This is Dakota Boomer Sackman. Now this kid has got control of that monster truck here. He's got those big Mickey Johnsons on there. But not a huge amount of travel in the shocks. You'll see those coils there. Underneath those coiled up springs. They don't give him as much as you think, but he's here looking to try and get the crowd on. Oh, he's coming out. He's reversed it back the other way. Gotta like that. He's giving you all the skills both forward and reverse. Working the bumps here and getting some good air out of that. Giving the wave here to the crowd. All right, we've got to pick a winner now. We'll find out what you think. So once again, let's calibrate that sound meter, would you? On a count of 3, let me hear how loud you can be. 1, 2, 3. You guys are louder for the Mini Monsters than you were for the monster trucks, but I gotta like that because this is the future of monster trucks right here. Let's go in the order that you saw them. First up was Mama D, all 5'1" of her inside of Thumper. Give it up for Thumper, let me hear you. Wow, we must have some fans of girl power in the house. Well, how about over there to Graham Corden, his debut behind the wheel, the 18-year-old star out of Edson, and Oil Slick. I'm surprised he didn't slide in that oil slick that the thing produces underneath there. And then there's that guy who decides to go backwards out of this. He's nicknamed this one Savage Bunny. And that, of course, is Dakota Boomer Sackman, the grade 8 honor roll student, I would point out, and the truck that is called Bunny 2.0. Well, I gotta tell you, it was a hard-fought battle, it sounds like to me, but I think Boomer managed to pick that up and picks up the win here. My friend Chad is back over there, the guy who was running that remote ignition interrupter, and I do believe he's got one of those souvenir t-shirts. Now, he's much younger and much fitter than I am, so he'll be able to toss that thing really high and all the way up and down that whole side if you guys will make some noise. So go ahead, stand up, wave your arms around, stomp your feet, raise your voices, and be that loud fan. With our friend Chad Wallace looking for you. The most active track official I've seen, that's for sure. He's got the crowd going here now. One side, then the other. Looking back down there, he's going to jump back on the quad here. I think he's going to go. He must have seen somebody down there who was catching his attention. He's got that t-shirt here. I think he's going all the way down here to have a look. Oh, he's out on the far end down there. Oh, there must have been somebody who was a loud fan, and he tosses that up high. Mini Monster cheer-off, and we do have a winner, somebody to beat here for sure, which of course is Dakota Boomer Sackman. We're going to change things up here just a little bit right now and kind of go to a very kind of serious part of the program. And the reason why is when these drivers go out on the road, they don't say they're going to a show, they don't say they're going to go and do freestyle. What they say is they're going to come out and go racing. And so what you want to see is, of course, this idea of racing, and that can typically involve a roundy round or straight ahead drag racing. But this is a little different. You see, right here, there's a car to jump over in a straightaway. And that straightaway will start here and come this way. They have to turn around the pylons in what's called a J-hook style race and come back across the car stack. First part of the truck that passes the end of the car stack wins the race. But here's the deal. Nobody sees J-hook racing except one place, and that's the World Finals. So these drivers are a little edgy because we've set this course up just like a World Finals course. Are you ready for monster truck racing? Well then let's get those trucks out here and get going.
They're gonna race.
Our first two trucks,
Do they go over the car?
sheer insanity and psychopath. You've got to win to make your way through these
Did
racing
they go over
brackets
the single car?
until the final for the second half of our show.
They're gonna race. Go over that corner, go that corner.
Roughneck here with Pat Paquette in the first bracket. As they get set up here now to go through this J-hook race. You'll see my friend Chad Wallace who tossed that t-shirt on that quad now running the remote ignition interrupter to be sure that these trucks can run safely here. The ante raises here now with J-hook style racing. Here we wide in this turn down here. I thought that wide turn would have got him here, but man, oh man, did he get some speed coming back up there on top of the car. Paquette wins here. Roughneck relegated to perhaps a fast loser position. Paquette, what a turn. You know, I thought that turn was going to kill him out here. But that might be something to learn from here. Paquette been involved with racing for such a long, long time. Now it's loud and dirty and crude behavior. Lined up here right now. Watch for Chad. Do this old school style with the flag. Love this, the fact that he's got to run out of there, but the flag is a whole different deal. It brings it back to old school style where your peripheral vision is the key, not the Christmas tree. Check it, and here we go. Loud and dirty and crude. Picks up the win, the original name of Cruise. I think of that back in the day when we first saw that truck. That 47 Dodge panel van. Cruise picks up the win here. We shall see how the brackets shape up now. Got to get our third place positioning figured out. Now, of course, we'll involve our two.
Yeah.
Roughneck is already back at the line here, but I know what's going on back there with Loud and Dirty. That's a guy who knows the racing business and realizes how psychological it really is. So here's Jason Court, strapped down inside of there. He could hardly breathe with those ratchet straps, holding those straps down inside of there. And where's Perry Como? Where is he, right? He's hanging out back there, making him wait. making him think about the things that he's trying not to think about, and that is, how's his son going to fare in the Mini Monster? How's he doing in there? I haven't had a chance to talk to him, and now I'm sitting out here waiting on Perry Como. This is a guy who understands the psychological part of this game perhaps better than anybody else, and yet he plays it always like he's just that fun-loving guy, right? To come out there and do it. But this guy wants to win so bad all the time. You saw an example right here. First guy to come out and hit that bus stack right in the skills competition. So we're getting Perry Como, and I know he's coming right to the wire right now as the track officials will be back there having conversations with him. And now I'm sure what's going on is he's saying, oh, the truck was hot. The truck was hot, so now I need to start it. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen a great example of monster truck racing psychological warfare, thanks to Mr. Perry Como and Loud and Dirty. Are you ready? I say, are you ready, Perry Como? Are you ready, monster truck fans? Then here we go. Center grounds as Perry Como with all the psychology knew that he had to be just that much faster, and he couldn't do it. Jason Court picks up a bronze medal position, or certainly the points on the tour for this position. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've still got monster truck racing to come for you, including our final. But right now, we're going to change it up to a little different style of racing, and that is mini monster racing. You saw my friend Tim out here when he was driving that ride truck, making sure that he packed down these rockers here. Because when it comes to racing, you want those things to stay the same each time. Not like a crush car that kind of changes each time. Tim will be out here running a remote ignition interrupter for all of these racers. We've got 3 of them to go. And they've got to come out here and race a roundy round style race. And I mean by that is an oval race. But the difference maker, of course, is they got to come over top of the rockers in the same way that a monster truck has to pass across the cars. You can't skirt that. You have to hit the rockers and hit them with some rhythm and timing, or you won't be in too good a shape coming out the other end. So they're getting set up here right now to bring out our mini monsters. Tim up there on top of the cars. We're going to bring them out here now into our mini monster race. We'll put one lap together, see how it goes, and see what happens with a best of 3. Bring out our mini monsters now. Tim's using that remote ignition interrupter to check to be sure that he can retain control of that truck in case the driver cannot. But let me explain a little bit about what you're seeing out here, because I don't know if I really gave it justice. On the far side is Graham Court. This is his very first time to drive a mini monster, learning it at the feet of Jason Court, the second generation monster truck driver, 18 years old and just graduated high school last year. Can you give, or at least last month or so, give a round of applause, would you please, to Graham Court right there at Oil Slick. But the one that's here, I think, is a very interesting dynamic, right? Very interesting dynamic. You see, on one side, her son is inside of Buddy 2.0, and she's out here to play the psychological game. The other one is her husband is controlling the remote ignition interrupter. I'm telling you, this could be a story that could be a Netflix film. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about Mama D, of course, Delane Sackman inside a Thumper. Can you give her a round of applause, please? Because now we got to find out who will race Boomer in that second round. Here we go with our monster truck racing now. Now you gotta watch these minis because they gotta form a lot of the same skills that you see with them being able to make the turns. Watch the rear steering, if they can use that rear steering to their advantage in these turns. Got the start here now. Up over top of the rockers. Around the Mustang. Oil slick behind here now on the outside. Bumper here. Going back down through the middle. Up over top of the rockers now as they squeeze together. They have to put all four wheels across the rocker in order for it to count, just like a car stack pass for monster truck racing. Back again over top of these now into the second lap. And around here now, Oil Slick trying to make a move on the outside. He's a long way around out here, and on the D trying to block him out here. Now remember, they got to be lined up here. Oil Slick right there, Graham right beside her. She gets across there, is on top all four wheels across the bumps now. It counts all the way through. I think she wants to race another one. He's sending her back to the pits just like that. Give that lady a round of applause, would you, Mama D? Giving a run for her money, but now I think it almost is the story that should be told. Two second-generation drivers, only one winner. A mono, truck versus truck. Does this sound like I'm making a big deal out of this? You know, maybe I'm taking it a little too far. But look for Bunny 2.0 to try and drive out here, and Oil Slick just might get a little aggressive here now. Let's see how it comes together. Graham Court and Oil Slick. Dakota Boomer Sackman. Bunny 2.0 gets a good lead there, but a truck late coming out of the... Oh, what a turn there! Oh, no! He came off the turn! No, he's got to put back up now. Coming back up here after Graham now. And across here. Did that count? Across there enough to be on top of the rockers. Back together again here. Oil Slick up in front, but Boomer right there with him. Out there trying to squeeze him on the inside. Looking to try and get this turn around the outside. Goes wide here, but still got a chance to get the Oil Slick and Bunny 2.0 together. Wow, what a move from Sackman right there. He had the better shock feel. No doubt about that. Those coilovers work well for him there, and he's got himself a great win right here. Oh, there you go. Bunny 2.0 gets to come back to the winner's circle. And Graham Court heads back to the pits. This is the race that's the psychological game at its best as well. Imagine this. You got your dad as the starter and your mom as your competitor. Imagine what's going through this kid's head. Imagine the dinner conversation tonight. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Bumper. Ready to go here against Boomer. Flight dropped, and here we go. Wait a minute. What happened here? Looks like he missed a pedal. Boomer got a terrible start there. Ladies, hold that tight now. Hold tight on the turn here. He's out wide. And she does. Blocked him right there on the rockers. Now down on the inside. What a drop there from Sackman. Trying to get on the inside and push her to the outside. Moving in here now. Sackman trying to find his way around. Sackman on the D. Oh, and a push right here. T-bowing in the backside here now. Can they get separated? Look at this. She's got a chance here now. She's got a chance here now. Oh, look at this. Make that turn and go, girl. going to be. Somebody make some noise for the Sackman family. Wow. Boomer out there, what a great turn this was to come out of here on the inside and crank that thing over. He really had that rear steering at his work here. And you know, you got to give props to Delane. Mama D, to come out there. She had a background in racing Thunder trucks. Done a bunch of racing around with these guys. Of course, built a whole bunch of the trucks with them. Turning all the wrenches. I'm going to get out of the way. He's really going to run me over here. He is the future of monster trucks in Canada. This is Dakota Boomer Sackman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but after that race, I got to catch my breath. We're going to take a short intermission here. Let you catch your breath. You can stop in and visit the Monsters and Mayhem souvenir stand, that big white tent right over there. Grab yourself a great souvenir. Scope out where our autograph session will be. We'll let you catch your breath, maybe wet your whistle, and then we'll welcome you back here in a few minutes as we will be set to bring to you the second half of Ram, Monsters, and Mayhem. Enjoy this short intermission. We'll be back with the second half of our show very soon. Hope you've been having a great time. Thanks to our friends from the Prairie Ram retailers. We're proud to bring to you Monsters and Mayhem all across Western Canada. We want to say thanks to Heritage Co-op who brought to us our party in the pits. So great to have a chance to be able to meet all those drivers, see the trucks up close, and you'll have a chance to meet those drivers again after our show at our post-show autograph session right next to the merchandise tent right over here at the main entrance. And of course, we want to say thanks to our other sponsors, Westman Salvage, CNC Rentals and Recreation, Cloverdale Paint, and Pepsi for bringing to you our show here today. And of course, we want to say thanks to our friends from Full Tilt Towing. They help with the wide loads to be able to take our trucks for display, but they are also the sponsor of something that we are calling A Star is Born Tonight. And that is exactly what we have in store for you here. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call out our two competitors in our electric vehicle showcase here with the UTV 1000 Maxes, both of them equal. It will be up to the drivers to make the differentiator. Let's bring out our UTV 1000 Max celebrity drivers that are local stars coming here right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this will be their very first time in front of an audience as significant as you. So I want to make sure that you welcome them appropriately here. Oh, that grandstand has the right idea. How about the middle guys here? Have you got a little noise for our friends here? When we say local celebrities, this is an idea that came from the Outlaws of Motorsports to bring things to a very local level. And that, of course, was the idea that we would find someone who is literally in the crowd to be a part of our show. And that's exactly what we've got here tonight, is these two youngsters as being just that. Now, they have a course here laid out thanks to our friend from Jess, who also helped to build the track out here. And Jess, of course, has got a track laid out for these guys. I think we've got a little roundy round racing to go. But let me introduce our two celebrities for you here tonight. I'll start over here next to the bus stack. This 11-year-old is in grade 6 and comes from Melita. I hope I got that right. On the same baseball team as the other. Ladies and gentlemen, driving the UTV 1000 Max with 3 different speeds, adjustable seats. I make it sound like it's a car commercial here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give it up real loud because this will be the first time I get to say your name as part of Monsters and Mayhem. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up loud for Emmett Forrester! You know, that's a pretty hard act to follow, but this guy just might be able to do that. And the reason why is he comes from Melita. He's going into grade 6. He wants to be a dentist when he grows up. That's what I heard. But here's the big deal is that he's on the same baseball team, but here's the angle. This is the reason why he just might have the advantage. 11 years old, today. Celebrating his 11th birthday, please give it up for Walker Handrahan. All right, now, they're talking trash here right back and forth. You can't put any of that on that video. You know, no, I'm only kidding. They're talking and encouraging each other back and forth here. Now, I want to, before they start, I want to come over here because this is a couple of nervous parents over here. I want you to come and stand with your racers over here because, you see, they had all intermission to kind of sort things out here. And so I'm pretty sure that there might have been some strategy involved. So I want to come over here and ask Tanner, did you give any advice to Walker? I mean, you must have a big background in racing, right?
Yeah, Rolly goes real fast.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So I told them to have fun and keep it open and drive safe, but win.
Drive safe but win. That's exactly what you wanted. That's the whole motive of our show right there. I want to come over here because, you know, Dan, you're standing like the opposite way here. It's like you're doing some sort of psychological encouragement. What was the advice to Emma?
Biggest advice, we didn't really want to win too bad because they were right home, so
You don't want to win too bad because they have to ride home. Don't you listen to any of that, all right? You go out there and kick some butt. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we got our course set up here, and you're the officiator, right? Jess is the officiator. All right, so we're going to see this first lap. This might be kind of like a test lap because we haven't had too much time to practice here because, after all, they were here tonight as fans and now are part of the show. Okay, so Walker and Emmett are ready to go. But wait a minute. You're ready. You're ready, right? You got the music going on in here. And Jess, are you ready? I gotta only ask one other thing. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Get all this on video. These are the few superstars right here. Here we go. Walker, Emmett, here we go. Go! You know, it takes a little while for those electrics to wind up, doesn't it? But after all, when you look at them here, they got about a good 3-4 inches of travel in those coilover shocks inside of there. Now they're working their way around here, as you can see, coming back here. I have a feeling I am right in the way. I'm gonna maybe get right out of the way here as they're coming around here now. And these, I think they've got these maxed out, don't they? They've got them matted right out here right now. Around the corner here, Walker's coming here, but Emma's trying to take that inside line here. I like that. The Walker's got a great style. Look at this, you know. He's got the celebration going before he crosses the finish line. But wait a minute. That was just a test run. All right, that was a test run. Because now the real deal is on. Okay, now the real deal is on. Now you really got to go out there and show off and see. Because we'll see, I wondered about this. Walker's got this advantage of having the birthday, so we'll see how this goes. By the way, you can't get too loud over here. I heard what you were saying. You gotta get him a ride home, all right? So I just want to make sure. Okay, coming back over here, Walker and Emmett. You ready? This is the real deal. You got the music. Listen to this. This is what he's got on in here to motivate him. You know, I know what'll motivate him. Let's make some noise for Walker and Emmett. 3, 2, 1, go. Now, they do take a little bit to wind up here now, but watch this. Walker trying to take that inside line, but look at Emmett trying to find that place around. See if he can duck down inside, try to get that inside line and push him out of the way. Oh, and they're banging and hammering here. They're whacking some steel out here. Where is Perry Como? This is his world out here, where they're smacking against the wind. Did you hear that out here? Got like this full contact racing, but you know they say rubbing is racing, right? Walker's coming through here now. Hands are out. Oh, he's got the win there. Okay, but wait. We said it would be best at 2 out of 3. He stopped. Are you kidding me? We got a controversy here. We're going to have to go to video. He stopped, and that means Emmett wins. Now, wait a minute. We said best 2 out of 3, all right? So, okay, one more race. We got to go to one more race right now. You got to make sure you cross the finish line. And Emmett's such a smart racer. You see that? You stop! Okay, here we go. You guys ready? Not too stressed out? Okay, I'm pretty stressed out. Here we go. Walker and Emmett now. This is it. This is for the money. It's a tiebreaker. You know what? Okay, here we go. Walker comes out of there now. They're even Steven. Emmett trying to come in on the inside. Got to make this turn right here. Around on the inside. Look at that. Tries to duck down. Pushing him on the outside. Oh, over top of the bump. You gotta like somebody who's pushing it that hard. Walker's running away with it here, but Emmett not letting it go yet. Walker looking back now. Big smile going on. Oh, wait a minute now. There's what I like to see. Somebody making up the rules as we go along. Perry Como should be out here officiating this. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to give it up out here because Emmett put on a heck of a show, right? Give some applause here right now. But our winner, Walker, takes the prize. Awesome. You guys are going to get some great souvenirs from us, of course, and we'll see you at the autograph session after our show, won't we? Oh, there's arguing going on back here. We got to get them separated. Somebody call security right now. You gotta like this. They had a lot of fun out here, and so did we. We're so glad that you could be a part of our show this way, and it's so great to have kids that were in that crowd out here being a part of our show. Thank you very much, Dan and Tanner, and thank you, Walker and Emmett. We're gonna send them to the back here right now, and of course, we hope you'll come and join them in our autograph session afterwards, right? We get an autograph from the new stars of Monsters and Mayhem, Emmett and Walker. We're going to send them back off of here right now as we got a little different kind of racing to sort out here right now, but we were glad to have our stars here brought to us by Full Tilt Towing. Oh man, these guys are like full contact out here with these things. We're going to get them in a freestyle part of the show one of these days. We do have a little bit of serious stuff to figure out here right now. We've got a monster truck racing final in this J-hook style. And we're going to put these two trucks out here. I'm just going to come and confirm it because there was some discussion back there in terms of the work that was happening on the machine. So let me just come and check and make sure that that's what our final will be. All right, it has been confirmed by our track officials. We are about to race our final race here today. And that, of course, is with Crude and Psychopath. They'll come out here for this J-hook style turn here. But let me explain again how this goes with these drivers. When they go out and they want to race, that's really what they talk about. And so there's always something on the line. But I'll also let you know this. A lot of times in the back here, there's a lot of trash talking, and occasionally I get a chance to bring it forward. For example, not so long ago, Perry Como put down a bet with Pat Paquette and said he would not win a single thing, otherwise he would pay him $1,500. That was the truth right back there. That's what was said. So there's a lot on the line when you come to racing, because racing is the cornerstone to monster truck competition. So my thought would be, whatever's on the line between them, it's got to be on the line for you, because these two are about to lay it down for you here as hard as they can. Please welcome Crude and Psychopath, our monster truck racing final. Paquette making his way out here now. And here comes Crude. No psychological games now. No mind games to play now. Now it all comes down to 1,500 horsepower and 10,000 pounds under that speed. You gotta make that straightaway. You gotta make that turn. You gotta cross that car stack. Ladies and gentlemen, Psychopath, Crude, Pat Paquette, Jared Vogel. They've raced their way to this point now. This is your monster truck racing final. Tonight. talking tonight, there's no doubt about that. What an incredible performance, and absolutely no doubt. 2 truck lengths. A win right there from Jared Vogel, a definitive racing win. There is one more set of competition to come, and they often say it is the top of the food chain, and that is freestyle. Freestyle involves the idea of being as creative as a jazz musician and as exciting as a F1 driver. You've got to put all the skills that you've seen here together in the most difficult type of freestyle that is run, specifically by the Outlaws of Motorsports. A variable time clock is in effect. So the driver does not know how long they have on the course. So you have to come in and be a part of that. The first place that we get to do that is with our mini monsters. A variable time clock, the course at their disposal. What will we see? This is Mini Monster Freestyle.
That was tough.
Oil slick here now.
They don't have a line.
Looking at the rockers and coming up over top. Remember, not much travel there, as you can see how that mini monster gets bounced around. Graham Court, the 6-foot-tall 18-year-old. I don't know how he fools himself inside of there. And you consider the way he's getting thrashed around with that short travel in those shocks. Up over top of that tabletop now. And back down the other side. You hear the growl of that little engine in there. Careful up over top of the doubles. But takes the last one and gets some airtime on that. A little slap down on the front side. Now around his best back again. It's a variable time clock in effect. If you want to help him out, I might have some ideas for you. You want to see him pump over those rockers and get that airtime? You raise that hand up when he's at those rockers and let him know that's what you want to see. Because remember, when you're inside of that mini monster or a monster truck for that matter, they can't hear you, but they can see you.
Which one?
Cranking that rear steer around here now as he goes wide on the track.
No, because there's other ones that are gonna
Back
go.
again on the tabletop. And over the other side. Remember, this is the first time that this young guy is driven in front of a crowd inside of a mini monster. He's a second-generation monster truck driver coming from the family of Jason Court. And he's getting that training that will lead him someday to drive a full-size race truck. Looks like he's pulling back into the pits. I think the clock had run out on him. As I look here again, the track officials are the only ones that know how long of the time is there. How about a round of applause, please, for Graham Court and Oil Slick. We'll be doing a cheer off here again at the end of this. Here comes Mama D. Into the rockers now. Travel in this truck. Nitrogen gas setup shot. Those larger tires will help too with those rockers as he's wide in the turn. Coming back almost kind of like a slingshot, gathering speed around that corner. Up over the rockers, hitting all of the obstacles that are designed for the mini monster. And this is important to know. One of the things that judges look for is to use all the obstacles and fill the entire clock. So here, she's used both sets of rockers, done that flat track turn and up over top of the tabletop. But the clock still runs, and this is where she could use your help. So if you want to see her pop up over top of that, it'll pop and drop, just raise that arm up and down. You want to see her get a little arc of air time, just arc that arm over. That might help her to get the idea that she needs to be able to fill this clock, this variable time clock. Exactly the same way a full-size monster truck has to deal with it. Out of the tabletop. Up on top. Easing her way down the other side. Still clock, I think, no, it has run out. Thought she might have made that turn, been able to get one more shot at it, but it looks to me like that clock has run out on Mama D. Delane Sackman, the 5'1" ball of fire back there in Thumper. And of course, how cool it was for her to jump into that seat and play that little psychological game here for Dakota. Here comes Boomer! Oh, look at this! He's coming out here to say hi to the crowd. You want him to say hi to you? Raise your hands up high, wave them over to you. Boomer said, hey, I'll come say hi to you too. This is so smart from this young guy because, of course, when you think about it, he's after a cheer-off win, which means you are the judges. Get some good airtime there. You know, he's only got about 90 horsepower in that Honda engine, but he certainly makes use of every one of them, doesn't he? Man, he's got that flat track turn dialed in, but he's really got control of the rear steering. Watch him work that rear steering when he makes these turns. He's really got that dialed in. Up over top of the tabletop now, has hit all the obstacles within the time. Judges would mark him higher for that. Back into a second round now, trying to fill that clock. Now as he moves around like a button-up turn. And back again on the obstacles, reversing his course. Man, he's got those rockers dialed. There's something about being able to find the right amount of speed to be able to cut through them smoothly. And here he's bouncing over them, getting that little bit of a bounce. But when you watch him on the other side, it was like a race situation. Back up on top of the tabletop, gets a little airtime up there. Back to the rockers again, dials them in smooth by getting that rhythmic action. Oh, he's got a donut going on out here! Look at this! Sackman turning it around here in a cyclone donut! Boomer! Well, I gotta come out here. I don't want him to move out here. He's got the wheel off. That's a good sign. We're going to call out our other mini monsters as well, but will somebody give me a round of applause for Boomer out here? Man. I think it's awesome. We got to do a cheer-off now to get our winners figured out. And that, of course, means we got to introduce them in the order that you saw them. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we do that, of course, we got to calibrate the sound meter one more time. And that means on the count of 3, I gotta hear how loud you can get. 1, 2, 3. That's what it sounds like, but you know, I gotta think this has been a winning situation all the way around. We got a bunch of firsts going on here. This is the guy who came out first in his debut in the monster truck here. Second generation driver, Graham Court and Oil Slick. These guys thought he was awesome. Would you bring all these guys in one car? Is that what the idea was? Just checking it out. I'm only kidding. All right, let me come back over here now because, you know, I think it is fantastic. This was a kind of a psychological test, if you will, to change it up from just being a competitor around the equipment to being a competitor psychologically. And the idea was we kind of sprung this on Boomer with his mom jumping in the seat, even if we got a brand new seat for her in there. Ladies and gentlemen, we call her Mama D. Her name is Delane Sackman, and she drives Thumper. You know, I don't mean to try and influence the judges at all, but let me just check here and just. How many fans of girl power do we have in the house here? We got any girl fans? Okay, just checking, because we do have one more to introduce, and you know I have been accused at times of influencing judges, so I'm going to try not to do it. But I did love that donut, man. I mean, I just love. Okay, enough of that. Here, we got to give it up to 14 years old, grade 8 honor student. I love that. That was awesome, ladies and gentlemen. His name is Dakota Boomer Sackman and Bunny 2.0. Well, without doubt, with the donut, I figured that had to be the skill that we hadn't seen yet, so that was awesome. I want to thank you guys all for being out here, especially for coming to play and make him work as hard as he had to work tonight. Please give it up loud for our mini monster drivers and our winner of freestyle, Boomer Sackman. We're going to send them off of here right now, because we have the same thing, is slightly larger, coming your way. But I point out the difficulty of doing monster truck freestyle with a variable time clock. A lot of the drivers will plan out a route of how they will hit the jumps. And when there's still a clock there, they still have to figure out what to do. So let me give you some ideas of how you can help them by signaling to them, because as I say, when they're running out here, they can't hear you over the engine, but they can see you. When they lift a truck up like that, there's a Lexan fireproof plastic floor. They can see you through that. So let me give you some ideas around that. You saw some different kinds of wheelies out here. You saw the 12 o'clock wheelie, standing it up right up straight like this. Well, you can show that by just holding up your arm like that, or holding up your hat or your souvenir, and just say, go straight, hit that 12 o'clock wheelie. You might want to see a tail walk, and that is taking that wheelie up across a car stack, but actually wobbling it back and forth across the car. Well, again, you just hold that arm up like this, but then just wave it back and forth. That's exactly right. Well, you're waving back, combine a Boomer, that's exactly right. Just wave it back and forth like this. That'll help them. Oh yeah, right, a tail walk. How about a pogo? A pogo comes from a sky wheelie, taking all 4 wheels off the ground, so you gotta kind of do this, and then this, where they land on those back wheels, sometimes on the car, sometimes not. And if you want to see a bus stack, well, you got to point to that. Remind them that it's there. You might want to see what Boomer did, a donut. You can just wave your arms around just like this. Or a bicycle like you saw Pat do earlier when he landed on 2 wheels like that. But the one thing that you don't want to do in Monster Truck Freestyle is you don't want to show them this. Do ya? Do ya? Do ya?
Yeah!
Because it is time for the top of the food chain, where it all comes down to. This is Monsters and Mayhem, Monster Truck Freestyle! Variable time clock in effect. When the truck touches the first obstacle, that clock starts. Here we go. The cat taking his time now as he circles the track. Looking to the crowd to be on his side. Wave your arms up high and say, "Pat the Cat, we want you to light up." high here for freestyle. Make sure you give that guy a wave. What a freestyle from Pat Buchanan, Psycho Pat. Buchanan sounds like he's taking something out of that engine for you. You gotta love a guy who will take a machine that is worth somewhere around $250,000 and come out there and thrash it that way as the first guy out in monster truck freestyle. That sets the bar so high. Make sure he can hear you right now. Make some noise for Psychopath! Crew to come to the track here now. That kind of freestyle will do nothing but spur on Jared Vogel. One of the most competitive guys I know in this business. He puts an awful lot of money into the Crew Boys racing team. Out of his oil well servicing business. Torrent Energy and Noble Well Services. Being very smart here. He has not touched the ground vehicle yet. Oh, he went over that car. Will they count that in the clock? He touched that car. Will they count it in the clock? Vogel here making no mind about it. He wants that advantage on his side. Splashdown style landed all four wheels on the ground. Cruise flying through the sky. And now to that fun block. Up into a nose wheelie, into a slapping. Skills here. That was huge over the I believe, is run out on Jared Vogel and Cruz. Jared Vogel is to see that. back to the pits in style. Crude. What? What are you saying? Wait a minute now. I wondered about the first one, whether they would count that. They said the clock had stopped and he is disqualified for the 2 extra hits. We can't allow that. Let me hear the noise here. Make some noise out here. You got it. You're exactly right. That's got to count. Let me hear the cheers here for Jared Vogel. The crowd has spoken. It will count here tonight, and we are not done yet. Are you kidding me? Perry Como to come out here. He's got 2-wheel drive. This only means one thing. He will tear this truck up for you now. Perry Como. Only 2-wheel drive and loud dirty. Down here. You can see no. You can't hit that. Right. For you. 2-wheel drive for the man they call. You dare hear it. He heads back to the pit. Oh man. A short clock for Perry Como. I don't think he filled that whole thing, but man, oh man, you've got to love a guy who managed to get that truck put back together with 2-wheel drive for one reason. Not because he could compete in freestyle. He did all of that for you guys. Give him a little love back. Perry Como and loud and dirty. You might have been waiting for. Jason Ford and Roughneck is on the track. Down, he is down, and you're trying here in this freestyle. Sliding here on the track. Sliding it up here, using every bit of the track. Court and Roughneck as the clock run out on it.
That's all, right?
Court back to the pits area, clock had run out. It is time to find out who you thought was the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy Monster Truck Freestyle? Well, then let's find out which one you thought was the winner. Was it Psychopath? Was it Crude? Was it Loud and Dirty? Was it Roughneck? Sounds to me like your winner is Jared Vogel and Crude. Come and meet our drivers right now at an autograph session right next to our merchandise tent. There you can grab a great souvenir and get it autographed by Jared Vogel, but make sure you put champion beside it. It is a whole lot of fun to be a part of this show, and we were so glad that you were part of it as well. Our drivers are coming by there for a wave right now, as we hope we will see you at our autograph session in just a couple of minutes. And in just a few moments, we will be giving rides again here on our track with our ride truck, Rabbit. You'll be able to come and climb aboard and see this track now that the drivers have done some damage out here. We'll be giving rides as well in just a few moments. On behalf of our friends from our Prairie Rim retailers, from Heritage Co-op, from Full Tilt Towing, from Tasmania Gravel, Westman Salvage, CNC Rentals and Recreation, United Rentals, Cloverdale Paint, and Pepsi. Thank you for being a part of Ram, Monsters, and Mayhem.